Hi, I'm Dan, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build microservices with IDEO GraphQL. This is a package that I maintain, and I'd like to take you through it. So today we're going to be building 3 services in the end. We're going to have our user service, our post service, and then a gateway to tie it all together. So without further ado, let's get started. So I have a VS Code instance open, and I've installed some dependencies already, including the ESLint stuff, Apollo server, IDEO GraphQL, and Nats. Nats is a messaging system, and I'm running it through Docker. So let me just make sure. Okay, here you see that I've got a Nats instance running. This is not a tutorial on Nats, so please pause the video, go ahead and use Nats, install Nats, sorry. Or if not, you can also use Rabbit. As the microservice features in IDEO GraphQL build on top of a package called Molecular.js, which allows you to swap out the transport layer underneath. But obviously for this tutorial I'm going to be using Nats. So if we have a look at our schema, I have a post and some users. In the repo I have some dummy post data and some dummy user data, which we'll be using throughout this tutorial too, as a kind of like our data store really. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a gateway. So I'm going to call this gateway.js, and I'm going to need to bring in 2 things from some packages, one being the GraphQL gateway itself, and also Apollo server. Okay, so I'm going to be bringing the GraphQL gateway from IDEO GraphQL and also Apollo server. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to construct my gateway, and I'm going to define the services which ultimately we're going to be building, so the user and the post. So to do this, I'm going to instantiate an instance of the gateway, and I'm going to say that I want some services. They're going to be nodes. I'm going to have a user node and a post node. And now the last thing I need to do to set up this gateway is in the second argument I need to pass some information about the transport. So this is going to be nats 4222, and I'm going to give it a node ID, and this is going to be gateway. And this second object here is actually the options that get passed directly into the service broker provided by Molecular.js. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some async context. Okay. And let's grab some things from the gateway. So let's grab, oh, we're not requiring, oops. We're starting the gateway, and we can grab 2 things from here which await it, the type defs and the resolvers. Okay, and of course you can imagine what we're going to be doing with these. We're going to be passing them directly into Apollo server. So if I just make an Apollo server, oh, this is going to have to come down a line. Cool. So now we've got, essentially we've got a gateway which is going to introspect a user service, which we haven't made yet, and a post service, which again we haven't made, and it's going to combine the type defs and resolvers and give it to us, and we're going to put that directly into Apollo server to ultimately get this running. So let's just finish off this file. Actually, let's just say server.listen 4000, and we'll just add a online log. That would do the job for us. So ultimately this is our gateway complete. So let's get started with the user service. So cool. And so as I said earlier, the user here is actually going to be considered a GraphQL node, or a node for short. So let's bring that into our file. Okay, and it's going to be the GraphQL node, and we're going to make a user. We're going to give it a name. That's going to be of type user. We're going to give it some type definitions. So I'm going to say it's going to be of type user. It's going to have an ID. We're going to actually match this JSON we've got here. So it's going to be an ID, a name, and an age. Int. And if we just have a look at the running server that I've got at the moment, we've got a query for a user to get it by its ID. So let's just quickly implement that now. Okay, and that's now returned our query type. And the last thing we need to do is we need to make some resolvers to match this up. And we're going to have to grab the root and the ID out of the args. And we're going to have to bring in our users JSON. So let's just bring in that. Users, cool, and we're going to say users.find where the x.id is equal to the ID. Cool. So this is essentially our service. We just need to start it now. So again, let's make an async context, and let's say await user.serve. And this object is the molecular transport object options again. So for example, we're going to give it a transporter, which is going to be, of course, the same as the gateway. And we're also going to tell it what gateway you should belong to. So this line here essentially corresponds to the node ID, which is specified just here on the gateway. Once we've done that, let's just add another log. Let's actually do that, and let's start that up. Cool. So the only thing that we're missing now is our post service. So I actually made a post service earlier, so I'm not going to bore you and write all that code out now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste it. Cool. So here's our post service. We can ask for a user, so we have a field resolver on the post service, and we serve it the exact same way that we would for the user service. So now all of this is set up, what we can do is we can actually start all three of our services and hopefully be able to get to the playground in the browser. So let's start this up. If I just open my terminal large so we can see what's going on. And I'm going to open 3 copies of it. This is next gen, and I'm going to first start the gateway. So let's start it up. Cool. And you'll see that it's starting to, it's warning us here, saying that it's going quite quick to actually see, but it's saying that the user and the post service are not online yet. So let's start the user service. Okay, cool. So now our user service is online, and now we're just waiting for the post. Sorry for the dinging, it's me pressing tab on the keyboard. Okay, cool. So we've got our log from our gateway now. That it's saying that it's online. So if I actually refresh this, cool, we're there. So can I query for a post and get its ID? What is that saying? Oh, of course. I need to pass in an ID of a post, and there we go. And so now I'll also show you that we can ask for users as well. We can get the users by the name. So this is a very brief introduction of how to set up a microservice with IDEO GraphQL. Hope it's been useful, and I hope you build better applications with it in the future.